Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. The American forces acted in self-defense and sank three Houthis boats attacking a vessel near their coast. So we are helping everybody else. Again, the U.S. is not the U.S. The interest bodyguard, the bully boy, was activated on our tax money. But it's okay because we also benefit out of that, right? Right. Now, so what happened? We have two articles here, one coming from GMA and the other one from BBC, must be true, where we find out how the American helicopters destroyed three Houthi boats trying to board a vessel in the Red Sea. So let's see. Let's start with this beautiful article. U.S. Navy sinks three Houthi boats attacking merchant ship in Red Sea, United States says. So if they say so, it must be true. Now, I would like to tell you this before I go any further. The Americans have the videos. Every time they get engaged in such an activity, they have videos. So you could see the footage and reality. They will not disclose it. Why? Because of, confidentiality and tactics and garbage. All right, nevertheless, three helicopters attacking three boats. But nevertheless, they will just tell us what happened. And it's what interesting in the narrative is the United States was just attacked. United States was just helping because that's what we do. And the guys shot at them and the Americans had to retaliate. Okay, they tried to give them the warning, but the Houthis are cuckoo and they just started shooting. And then the Americans in self-defense blew them off, okay, or out, however I want to say it. This is the narrative. Now, the footage probably would be a little bit different, but doesn't really matter. We just destroyed the evil and we are the good. Got that? That's all you need to know. U.S. Navy helicopters returned fire because they were attacked, and sank three small boats carrying Houthi militants in the Red Sea on Sunday, after U.S. warships responded to a distress call from a merchant vessel, military officials say. So the United States warships, taxpayer money, that belong to the United States of America, U.S. warships, responded to a vessel of an international interest to defend it because merchant vessel, okay, not American vessel, mind you, because it was attacked by some crazies, right? You got that? Should I do it? Of course, we always do it because we got the money to protect, defend those interests. I'm not saying those guys should have been left alone, but isn't that strange a little bit? Raises some questions. A Maersk container ship, Singapore-flagged Hangzhou, issued a distress call at about 6:30 a.m. local time, U.S. Central Command said in a statement on Sunday, and we believe that 100%. The merchant vessel said four small boats were attacking it. And I'm quoting, the communique said, the small boats originating from Houthi-controlled areas in Yemen fired cruise-served and small arms weapons at the Maersk Hangzhou, getting to within 20 meters of the vessel. So that's about what? 22 yards. So there's what? 60 some feet. And attempted to board the vessel, Central Command said. Helicopters from two United States ships, the USS Eisenhower and the USS Gravely, responded and issued verbal calls to the small boats, the USS. Remember, they said they issued verbal calls. Everything could be on tape. But so they say, hey, stop shooting. We're going to retaliate. And the guys say what? These are the Americans. We're going to attack them because we can defeat them. I mean, after all, we are three boats and there are a few helicopters. What can they do to us? Pop, 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 pop. Holy fuck, man. Look at these guys. All right, while the helicopters were in the process, again, videos, a process of verbal calls to the small boats fired upon the U.S. helicopters, plural, with crew-served weapons and small arms. So they were in the process, and here they say they were issued verbal calls, plural. So there's not only one. They were in the process, so while they were like, stop, Oh, shoot them, boom. Man, these guys put me in a good mood here. Comedy, man. Service members aboard the Navy helicopters returned fire, just returned fire, and sank 3 of the 4 small boats, killing the crews. Oh my, were there immigrants or migrants trying to board the ship? Were they? They didn't, but they shot at us. So at us, for the interest of them. U.S. officials said the 4th boat fled. How in the hell a boat I don't know, is able to outpace a helicopter? A boat, what the big ones, the competition one, that even those, I think the helicopters, I know bypass them unless you fly more than, I don't know, 100 and some kilometers or miles per hour on the sea. So how in the hell the other one fled and the guys did not catch it? Something is fishy here. How the fuck they fled? The U.S. does not seek to escalate the conflict. No. The Weasel, National Security Council spokesperson. Yeah, you're a person. You're not a man. John Kirby said on Good Morning America, we don't seek, that's how the idiot speaks, we don't seek a conflict wider in the region, and we're not looking for a conflict with the Houthis, Kirby Mofo told ABC News with Johnson. The best outcome here would be for the Houthis to stop these attacks, as we have made clear over and over again. Yeah, but what are they doing there over there? Oh, defending us. It's called what? Operation, what was that? Something like, I can remember, I will remember later. So this is where it occurred, somewhere in here, Gulf of, right here. Let's see. Protecting shipping lanes and amid Israel-Hamas war. They don't tell us who owns or who's in charge of that vessel. Why? Because the Houthis said they will attack only Israeli interests or Israeli-owned or associated vessels. Not that I'm okay with that, but that's their garbage. But somehow we go and we endanger our servicemen's lives for other interests, because that's what we do. Jesus fucking Christ. Anyway, let's go further. Sunday's incident was the second time in 24 hours that the Hangzhou had issued the distress call, U.S. Navy officials said. The ship has been traveling on Saturday evening about 55 nautical miles southwest of Al-Hudaydah, Yemen, and it was hit by an unknown object, a Maersk spokesperson told ABC News. So they don't tell us anything else, but I'm going to go to the next article, which is more interesting than the first one. That's why I picked it. Comes from BBC right there. You see BBC? Must be true. It's a British broadcasting company. Is it state-owned? No! Russia Today is. Oh, fuck. U.S. Navy helicopters destroy Houthi boats in Red Sea after attempted hijack. Hijack of the American boat or the international interest boat? The U.S. Navy has destroyed Houthis' small boats whose crew attempted to board container ships. This is what I picked this article mostly. Right there. Helicopters from nearby, just happening to be there, like you and I. U.S. warship responded to a distress call and, after being fired upon, sank 3 boats in self-defense. They came to the shooting and then they said, oh, we're in self-defense. The crews were killed and all that, pop. Now, I don't find... Okay, it says it's owned by a Danish firm registered with Singapore. Yeah, we have to have Denmark. After all, Denmark covers for us on Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2 pipelines, don't they? So we're going to defend them. What the hell? I mean, if they're going to say, yeah, it was the U.S. Blowing up the Nord Stream 1, Nord Stream 2 pipelines, everybody will really have no, unless they say, well, so what? Beat it. Ships issues 20 meters, helicopters return. Oh, there you go. So you don't have any ideas that we are the attackers. Right there. The helicopters return fire in self-defense. Right after probably they said, well, stop. All right, well, I have a little question for you here. So the question is, I just put it on my little iPad when I was covering these things. That's what I do when I have a few things so I don't forget. And I asked this question for some of the people who might be very skeptical or dislike my programs or whatever. Do you really believe that the United States military always acts in self-defense and preemptive strikes and never as a thug? Do you think that's accurate? Do you think that we are always attacked, we are always the victim, we are always fighting the evil, and we are always the good? We are always striking preemptively because the evil tries to attack us or the good people that we designate as good people? Do you think that's accurate? Do you think that we always just do the right thing? If you think that way, you either about 12 years old, and I will say straight, 12 years old, or I don't know, maybe you need to start looking into life in general. I don't know how you drive a car. I don't know how you obey the traffic signs over there. You will always say, no, that's not what it is, because I said so, I don't want. And I'm gonna say it straight. You can't say, those guys were over there just to protect the good. Yeah, okay. Why weren't, I don't know, the Danish protecting their ships? Why is the United States protecting their ship? For us? My friends, we know who's what's what. If we don't know the exact names of all of them, we know a few names that are associated with this interest. We know the names of some interest, some names of the interest. We know the interest or some of the interest, which is money. And money, you see, who benefits? Che bono. When you see che bono, that is who benefits. Who benefits out of these things? And you're going to find out just the big interest, and we have to be kept alive. Why? Because we pull the carriage. We are the guys that provide the energy for these guys to exist. That's why. With our work, with our consumption, we keep them rich, wealthy. And they try to dominate that little thing over there. Now, we can't all be in control of everyone and everything else. No, but still, I don't like when we are just thrown this kind of argumentation. The United States acted in self-defense. That's you can take it that way. You can take it that way. But what did you expect? To tell you, excuse me, can you go back to the California coast, or in this case, I don't know, go to Florida? Is that what they expected? There was military helicopters. And can we hear the other side too? Well, I was reading a little piece of something on Facebook, I think last night. And it was an African proverb saying, whatever, that said something like this: until the lion will learn how to write, we will always have the hunter as the courageous, or something like that. So the same here. Unless the Houthis will have their media and they could money and they could spread the information, we're going to have the reports coming from the Americans how the whole thing occurred. We were the victims. We were helping. The Danish boat, Singapore, whatever, was attacked, and we're going to defend you. And the Houthis shot us first while we're in the process of, hey, okay, got it? Unless you really believe that the United States is that country that these guys are telling you it is, good or bad, because sometimes they tell you these guys are just a systemic this, systemic that, bad, no slavery, be ashamed. I'm not ashamed, fuck off, right? They tell you that, and then they tell you, oh no, we're the good people, we defend everybody else. But we still have to work a few things out, like you guys, this group must be and this group must be put in power so that group can fuck the group for past this and past that. And the problem is, that's not up to them. It's another group behind all this that takes care of this kind of promotion. Anyway, look at Martin Luther King, Dr. Reverend, however you want me to, his speeches and people around him. Just look for some names, man. Look for some names. And when he walks around, look at people around him that are non-black or however you want to call them. Look for the names, look for the speechwriter, specific one, and see who's, who are always helping certain movements against another movement. Anyway, my friends, yeah, the mouse. Thank you very much for being with me again today. What should the Americans do over there? Well, maybe tell the truth. Let's start with that one. But you can't because it's a war. I'm not saying the Houthis are angels whatsoever. I think they have their own interest, as Israel has it, as Romania has it, as the United States of America, as Russia. And you have to communicate. You have to negotiate. You can't just keep some people in a cage and say, hey, I'm actually protecting you. Why don't you let myself be protected? If I ask you to protect me, yeah, okay, that's good. But that's a Danish boat, international commerce and all that. Does there anywhere says that the United States is in charge of protecting the commerce? Maybe it is somewhere, but I don't think it was designated only the United States of America and a few countries that would, oh, we're doing a good thing. Why us? Why us? Houthis have a problem with us? No. Now they will have a problem with us. And it's you and I, not the government. The government is not going to be hit. You and I will be hit. I'm going to say, oh, don't travel to Saudi Arabia because it's next to Yemen. Why is that? Oh, because the United States of America protected those guys over there that were attacking the other guys over there, and Yemen was interacting with them. You see, that's how we draw the Romanian, the Americans into all this. And they say, they hate us. Why? They hate our freedom. Bullshit. They know exactly what we do for other group over there. That's why. That's not why. Part of it. We stick our nose, not we, the government. We have to make a distinction. Sometimes I make this mistake of saying we, us, our military. No, it's their military. We pay for it. It's their military. They use it as a personal bodyguard. They being the interest. Got that? You got that? You got closer to the truth. And we're working on that. All of us. We should. Otherwise, we just live in denial and we stick our heads in the sand like an ostrich. Because we don't like confrontation. We don't want to hear anything. We just want to live my life. Okay, go and work. Put your mask on. Get all your boosters. Drive your car alone with your mask on. Stay in the basement. And that's it. And most important of all is keep your mouth shut. All right? Let us protect you. No, I don't want that. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.